Good afternoon and welcome to the Tuesday, February 28th, 2023 Public Works Committee meeting. Now is time for roll call and determination of quorum.
Lehman.
Here.
Evans.
Here.
Roberts.
Here.
Ham.
Here.
Nordstrom.
Here.
A quorum is present.
Thank you. Now is time for the adoption of the agenda.
Move to adopt. Second.
Have a motion to adopt by Councilman Nordstrom and a second by Councilman Evans.
Yes.
I had to think what your name was, Richie. I've only been sitting down here with you for 12 years. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Now is time for general public comment. This is a time for members of the public to discuss or express concerns to the committee on any issue not on the agenda. Action will not be taken at the meeting on any issue not on the agenda except by placement on the agenda by unanimous vote of the council members present. I don't have any general public comment, so I will open and close it. I will move on to consent items 1 through 21, and I will open it up to our Public Works Director.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll speak to items 2 through 13 today, and then I believe Mr. Biegler on some additional items, and then we have 2 non-consent items. Item number 2 is a request to seek help for implementation and integration of our CityWorks software expansion. On previous agendas, you've seen the purchase of that software. We're going to hire an integrator to help us with the new modules. That'll be part of the package that we purchased. Item number 3 is a stormwater abatement. This is a parcel of property that is now owned by Pennington County. It was not owned by them prior to the assessment, so the abatement is fair and per agreement that we have with the county. Item number 3, advertised bids for pavement rehab East Adams Street and East Jackson Street. We'll be bidding that this spring for construction this year. Item number 5 and 6 are our annual material purchases. We advertise for bids for limestone aggregate, so gravels, and then concrete. This isn't just used by Public Works, it's used by other departments. I believe our Parks Department is a frequent user of these two bid items as well. Items 7 and 8 are final change orders to 2 projects. Item number 9 is a change order for our parking ramp project that is ongoing, as I believe 2 components to this change order are some addition done in the stairwell towers, including some electrical and signage, and then I believe some joint ceiling work was added as well. Item number 10 is a purchase of a service truck. That's for our street department, but it also all of our other divisions where we provide vehicle maintenance to and including solid waste, water rec, and police department. And then item number 11 is a purchase of a vac trailer. This is for our water reclamation division. It is for vacuuming up things that you may find in a sewer. So item number 12 is a authorized mayor and finance after to sign an air quality permit. This is required by the state regulatory agency, Department of Ashes. And then finally, item 13 is professional services agreement, Avid for Engineering. I believe this is a construction administration for a project over in Block 13, which is in the West Boulevard area. I will stand by for any questions on those items. Looks like Mr. Biegler is ready to cover items 14 through 21.
Let's take a question first from Councilman Nordstrom.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
curiosity question for you, Mr. Tech, is item number 2 is seeking proposals for CityWorks implementation. Is that a database that's transferring or anything like that?
It does include a database, yes, but what we currently use it for is a work order system, transmitting work orders to various divisions. We're going to be utilizing it for all of our maintenance items, such as vehicles in the future, but currently we don't have any inventory that we can attach the work order to for instance, our utilities. So pump stations, lift stations, even linear pipe. So this is an effort for us to catalog and inventory, as well as expanding the work order ability of this software.
Very good. I was just curious if we had a current database, and it sounds like
We do have a GIS database, but certainly it does not integrate with CityWorks at the moment functionality that we need.
yeah. The reason I'm asking is just the limited experience I have with transferring databases seems to be a major issue. So I'm hoping that CityWorks, whoever winds up with the bid, they will help you out with the transferring of the data.
Yes,
Because it does get lost.
indeed.
Thank you. I yield.
If we have no more questions, we'll move on to Mr. Biegler.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Item 4, change order to the Dinosaur Park project. It is an increase of $10,200 for winter weather work during that really cold snap that we've had, in order to keep the contractors moving and hit our target date of the first phase being complete by May of this year. They had to construct tenting and heating in order for them to continue working up there. And so we agreed to split the cost of that, and so we are picking up half of it, and the cost to the city is the $10,200. Items 15 through 21 are all equipment purchases. The first 6 of those are to the same vendor, Midwest Turf and Irrigation. The reason why we're seeking separate purchase authority and will issue separate purchase orders is because we don't anticipate all of that equipment coming in at the same time. So when a piece comes in, we'll be able to accept it and pay for it, and that will seem to work just fine. The last item is a remote control mower, something that we haven't used before, but is something that is certainly going to allow us to operate more safely in some of those areas that are very steep embankments. The one that comes to mind immediately is the south end of West Boulevard from St. Patrick over to Florman. That is a really steep embankment, and when you have a mower on that and there's the slightest bit of moisture, it will slide down all the way. So having a remote control mower, that will be much safer for the operator and deliver a much better product. And I'll stand for question.
Do we have any questions from anyone on the dais? If not, I will look for a motion on the... We have a motion to approve by Councilman Evans, a second by Councilman Lehman. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Now we're on to non-consent items, items 22 through 23. I will open comment. I have no one, and I don't see anybody jumping up and down, so I'll close public comment. We'll move on to item 22. This is an appeal by Lazy P6 Land Company Incorporated of an exception request denial to allow for a 6-inch storm sewer pipe in Fargo Lane.
Move to continue to the March 14th Public Works Committee meeting.
Have a motion to continue from Councilman Nordstrom, a second from Councilman Lehman. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Item 23, request from KLJ Engineering on behalf of owner Indian Holdings LLC for a variance to waive the requirement to install sidewalk along County Road and Haynes Avenue per city ordinance 12.08.060. Go ahead, Mr. Tech.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Staff reviewed the request. I don't know if any of you had an opportunity to read the correspondence from KLJ Engineering on this matter. Certainly, staff's analysis is Country Road rural section recommending approving the variance to install the sidewalk based on it's a rural section. There's nowhere to put sidewalk. Future improvements to Country Road need to occur really before an effective sidewalk installation can occur. But Haynes Avenue is fully developed. I believe there's even there's a place to put the sidewalk. But by that measure, the recommendation is to deny KLJ's letter. They wrote and actually asked for a deferral on the Haynes Avenue sidewalk. They agree that they need to put it in, but they're just requesting that it may be done with a future phase of the project. As I understand it, what they've identified as the first phase is to construct right along Country Road and won't be anywhere near the Haynes Avenue part of their property. So staff recommendation certainly is one we stand by to approve the variance to installing along Country Road, but to deny along Haynes Avenue. But certainly the committee can make a recommendation to, at the applicant's request, to defer it. One thing I should also mention is with all the different sidewalk variances that we do receive, the city council still has the opportunity in the future to order sidewalks in at any time. That's allowed by state law. So it's not a forever thing. If you approve a variance, it can always be reconsidered again. So I'll leave you with that, and I'll stand by for any questions.
Thank you. Do we have a motion from the floor?
Motion to approve the variance for Country Road and deny the variance for Haynes Avenue. Second that too.
We have a motion from Councilman Lehman and a second from Councilman Ham to approve the variance for Country Road and deny the variance for Haynes Avenue. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Have a motion to adjourn and a second. All in favor? Thank you.